with, yeah, I'm a little nervous. I think I'm much confident when I'm in women's attire. I think probably that is women empowerment. So, the beginning is, see, that's how I look when I was at school, fifth or fourth. I was very short guy in my school, and then I was studying before my age. That means I finished my 10th class much before than 15 years. So I was a very shy child. I was a very introvert. Never used to speak to many at all. I mean, I used to say hi, hello, if there is somebody's asking me and how am I looking and how am I feeling and all. Nothing. It's a pretty boring childhood that I had. In that boring childhood, I found something very interesting. I was watching DD, thanks to DD. Then we had a couple of dancers dancing at some time, a random time. We can't predict the time because we never know what's going to happen. So when we switch on, sometimes it used to come. So I got stuck with that music and the grandeur, the beauty, the color, the colorfulness on the screen. Somehow it dragged me, you know. I never attracted with anything before like that. You know, I was very, very attracted and so keen. What is that? So later came to know it was there was a classical dance, not a Kuchipudi. So few videos I saw, and then you know my dad and my mother saw me watching so keen. I said, okay, it's not so good practice. So sometimes. So he gave a small warning, my dad, so it's not a good idea, just don't see. But when my mother and father went outside, I was at home and I was really watching the TV. And of course I went over the board and then like, you know, copying what what they were doing. I was doing this, I was doing jumping. So something really hit my head. That was my father. So it was very hard. So then, this is what happened. He took the remote and then he broke into pieces and he told me, next time if I see watching you that, I'll break your head, also the TV. So seriously, I know I should not speak, I should not do anything related to dance. Okay, later everything comes, the religion, whatever it is. But for me, at that stage, that was the notion, that was understood, answer. So I didn't really talk much, I didn't really behave the way that I was interested in dance and things like that, so I kept quiet. So after few years, I met one of my friend and he told me there was a dance teacher in Ongole. Is it? We have a dance teacher here? Oh my God, I want to know the address. So I took the address the same day I went there. So as usual, I've been there, and then I was, I saw a teacher who's a young lady, and then I asked, I want to learn dance. She said, I don't teach any film songs. I was studying intermediate first year that time. So if anybody is thinking, if it is too late, I think there's never a point late. I just met a lady in the audience and who spoke about it. So I started learning with the Guru Mohini, Pasumarthi Nagamohini, and she was in Ongole then. And I started learning. So small pieces, like, you know, we have steps, advanced steps, we have jatis, we have songs. I was in a very basic level. I used to feel so happy, one little step, I did it. So I used to pick up that step, quickly go home, where else you practice, where else you do, go to washroom, open the app, just dance. This is my first dance pose. I could have done much better. See the long shirt and then loose pant. Okay, so of course I bribed so much and I threatened, I requested a lot of, I requested a lot to the photographer, because don't show the photograph to anybody, just give it to me, that's it. So, okay, this is my first ever photo. I wanted to show you guys, and this is how I look, so innocent. With the innocent looks only, I really did a lot of damage to my family. There I go. I changed my cities, as you know, starting a new journey as an artist with wings, no time boundaries, no कहाँ जा रहा है, कब आ रहा है, अभी क्यों नहीं आया, मार पड़ेंगे, all that is not there. Then I found few teams and I found few gurus. I learned few new choreographies. I met great people. I met good organizers, and I performed back and forth. I forgot my studies only. So I was very free, and I used to go to places to perform. I really had a good time when I came here. That Hyderabad gave me a lot, and that's why I love my city and don't go anywhere. What should I do now? Challenging the artist in me. I was bored of myself. I performed. What else I want to do? So I wanted to challenge. This is my first women attire photo. So I wanted to. There is a history of Kuchipudi starting and practicing and propagating by men only. This is only recent 50, 60 years back. Women entered into the and threw all boys out. So this is a makeup test, a photo, and I had a video test. I had a body language thing and everything. I wanted to do this, and I started doing that. Before that, what crossed my mind is, what would people think? That was a cultural shock, just dancing itself. Now this. So how would I convince my parents? Because they were at least, decent enough to leave me alone. Now if I impersonate, what would they think? What would my family go through? What would my immediate friends think? What would society will point me? So all that. So how many thought? If the question is classical dancer, the stereotype answers would be, tell me, that must be woman, that must be gay, that must be effeminate, what not, many things to add. Yes, I'm a Haleem Khan, I dance. Okay, what do you do? Oh, okay, that means that is not a job. So there are so many things. But do I care? No. Even today I danced. But it was very tough thing to take a decision, to impersonate. Naturally, it was. Again, you need to bother about so many things, and then you are worried with the society and all that. You know it. I don't want to say it. A woman in a man's world called progressive. Man in woman's world. But I want to prove that wrong. I think I will one day. What happens when I'm in a woman's world? It's a small story that I want to share. I was an impersonator then. I was performing. Few rules if I'm impersonating. Wear a shawl at least. That was really not decent photo. I mostly always cover a bit, but never really talk so closely. Hey, know that body language. And even for the photographs, keep distance, behave like a woman. Don't really act like, don't give an indication towards anything wrong. With women, with female impersonation and all that, I started thinking, how would women feel if it is disrespect in the costume or maybe in the dance style, if I'm vulgarly dancing and things. I have thought about all that, and then I made it so strict rules. Okay, if I'm impersonating, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. So with all the rules, from my childhood till this point, I was very comfortable with my skin. Do whatever I was. I was studying, I was doing job, I was doing dance, I was doing impersonation, and I took many challenges. But I was, as a person, very, very comfortable with what I was doing. Are you comfortable in what you guys are doing? Thank you.